Bashorun Gaa. In the ancient times of the historical Oyo Empire, during the era when the Oyo Empire was ruled by the Alaafin, Alaafin means the one who owns the palace. There was an administrative council that acted as the governing body, which were made up of chiefs, locally called the Oyomesi, whose main jobs were to maintain balance in power. The Oyomesi consisted of Agbakin, Shamu, Laguna, Alakwini, Akiniku, and Ashipa. They were entrusted to uphold the people's voice and protect the empire interests. This governing council, that is, the Oyomesi, was headed by a prime minister called Bashorun. This governing council possessed the legislative powers similar to today's National Assembly, the Parliament, or the Congress. Bashorun was tasked with consulting the Ifa to get approval of any new king from the gods. Hence, he was referred to as Ikeji Orisha, that is, companion of the gods. In the history of all the Bashorun in the Oyo Empire, no other Bashorun was known than Bashorun Gaa. Gaa became the Bashorun during the reign of Alaafin Onishile, who was a great warrior who was recorded as a man of great courage and artistic in nature. Gaa was a renowned nobleman and leader of the military in the old Oyo Empire, regarded as being significant and actively involved in the military conquest of the empire during the tenure of the military leadership. Bashorun was so powerful that he could request the king's suicide by sending him a calabash of parrot eggs. Bashorun Gaa was so powerfully revered and remarkable that his name and tenure was cemented in history, that his name and reference still invoke fear till this very day. He was reported to possess supernatural strength, even had powers to transform into any animal he so wished. Prime Minister was unequivocally powerful that he dethroned the 5 kings. History has it that 4 of them were deposed by him. Bashorun Gaa was feared so much that he became more authoritative than the Alaafin who made him the Bashorun. His tyranny started during the reign of Alaafin Labisi, who committed suicide after so much pressure from Bashorun Gaa. Another king, Alaafin Agboluaje, was dethroned by Bashorun Gaa due to the fact that the king wouldn't prostrate to Bashorun Gaa. He ultimately met his end during his fracas with King Abiodun around the year 1774. The Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò, head of the imperial army, upon invitation by the Alaafin, marched with his troops into the Oyo Empire to end Bashorun Gaa's tyranny. Bashorun Gaa was captured alive, tied to a tree in the marketplace, adjacent to the king's palace. He was apportioned a slow death. King Abiola ordered all citizens to cut a pound of flesh from body of Bashorun Gaa and dropped in a huge fire set up in front of him. His nose was excluded from being cut so he could perceive the smell of his own flesh. The left side of his chest was excluded as well to protect his heart and prevented him from dying quickly. Bashorun Gaa pleaded for mercy, all to no avail. Bashorun Gaa's death was a slow and gruesome one. His body was later burned in the fire to prevent his reincarnation. Bashorun Gaa, the name that still invokes fear in Yoruba land.